For almost 2 decades, millions of television viewers invited the Roloff family into their living rooms each week. Little People, Big World, which premiered on TLC in March 2006, chronicled the joys, tensions, and everyday realities of a family that included both average height and dwarf members living on a sprawling pumpkin farm outside Portland, Oregon. When the network officially canceled the series after 25 seasons in late 2024, many fans assumed the cameras would simply stop rolling and the family members would quietly go their separate ways. That has not been the case. Jacob Roloff, the youngest son of Matt and Amy Roloff, and his wife Isabel have become unexpectedly vocal about what actually happens on the famous 109-acre property now that the show is over. Through a series of candid TikTok videos posted over Thanksgiving weekend 2025, the couple offered a rare, unfiltered glimpse into their day-to-day lives on the land that once served as the central character of the long-running reality program. Clearing up a persistent myth. One of the most common misconceptions still circulating among longtime viewers is that Matt Roloff handed the north side of the farm, including the iconic red farmhouse, over to Jacob as a gift or inheritance. Isabel addressed the rumor directly in a video filmed inside the kitchen of the home they currently occupy. Just to set the record straight once and for all, she began while Jacob prepared dinner in the background. Jacob did not get the farm. Matt still owns every acre. We rent the house we live in. Jacob works full-time managing the land, and I spend my days caring for the animals and helping wherever I'm needed. The clarification may seem minor to outsiders, but within the devoted LPBW fan community it carries significant weight. For years, social media comment sections and Reddit threads have buzzed with theories that Jacob, long considered the prodigal son, who left the show in protest during his late teens, had returned to quietly take the reins. The reality, according to the couple, is far more collaborative and far less dramatic. A new generation stewards the land. In follow-up videos, Isabel painted a picture of a working partnership rather than outright ownership. She described their role as stewarding the property alongside Matt, who remains very much in residence in his own home on the south side of the farm. Jacob has taken on the bulk of the agricultural responsibilities. In 2025 alone he oversaw the cultivation of more than 60,000 pounds of pumpkins, along with an expansive variety of vegetables, berries, fruit trees, and flowers that supply the farm stand and local markets. Isabel focuses on the ever-growing menagerie of animals, goats, chickens, alpacas, miniature horses, and the beloved dwarf Nigerian dwarf goats that have charmed visitors for decades. Their 3-year-old son Mateo, who celebrates his birthday in early December, is already toddling behind his parents, feeding chickens and learning the rhythms of farm life. Photos shared by Isabel show the toddler perched on Jacob's shoulders during harvest, muddy boots and all. "We want nothing more than to keep this farm thriving for as long as we have any say in the matter," Isabel wrote in one caption. "This land raised Jacob. Now it's raising our son. That continuity means everything to us." The complicated history of Roloff Farms ownership. To fully understand the sensitivity around who lives where and who owns what, one must revisit the tumultuous chapters that played out both on camera and, more dramatically, off camera in recent years. When Matt and Amy Roloff divorced in 2016 after 27 years of marriage, the future of the 109-acre property became the central point of contention. Amy eventually sold her half-interest to Matt but retained the right to live in the large farmhouse on the north side. In 2021 she remarried and moved into a new home she built on the opposite end of the property. Matt then announced plans to sell roughly 16 acres of the north side, including the iconic farmhouse, for $4 million in May 2022. The decision sent shockwaves through the family. Both twin sons, Jeremy and Zach, expressed strong interest in purchasing the parcel to keep it in Roloff hands. Negotiations with each son broke down separately amid accusations of unfair pricing, emotional manipulation, and broken promises, all of which aired in painful detail during the final seasons of the show. By spring 2025 the asking price had dropped to $2.9 million and the property remained on the market. Meanwhile Matt converted the main farmhouse into a highly lucrative short-term rental, welcoming guests willing to pay premium rates to sleep in the same rooms where the Roloff children were raised. Amy, watching from her nearby home, admitted on camera that seeing her former house listed on Airbnb broke her heart. "I raised 4 children in that home for nearly 30 years, she said in a 2024 episode. "I never imagined it would become a vacation rental. It feels wrong that no Roloff family lives there full-time anymore." Jacob's unique position in the family dynamic. Unlike his older siblings, Jacob largely stayed out of the public negotiations. Having quit the show in 2016 at age 17, citing discomfort with the way his childhood was commodified, he spent several years traveling, writing a memoir critical of reality television, and distancing himself from the family brand. His gradual return to the farm in his mid-20s surprised many observers. By 2023 he and Isabel were living in a modest home on the property and quietly helping with seasonal work. When the cameras stopped rolling for good, Jacob stepped naturally into a full-time role. Friends of the family say Matt appreciates having at least one of his children deeply invested in the day-to-day operations. Jacob's politics and worldview differ sharply from his father's, yet their shared love of the land appears to have created a workable truce. Thanksgiving 2025, a family still gathering despite everything. If any doubt remained about the state of Roloff family relationships, Thanksgiving weekend 2025 offered reassuring evidence that blood ties endure. Matt posted a warm Instagram photo from his dining room showing Jacob and Isabel sat laughing with Mateo on Jacob's lap. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff were present with their 4 children, and Molly Roloff Sylvia smiled beside her husband Joel, the only sibling who never appeared regularly on the show. Zach, Tori, and their 3 children were notably absent, traveling overseas for a Little People athletic event, but Matt made a point to acknowledge them fondly in his caption. Amy hosted her own gathering the same weekend at her house a mile away. Jeremy's wife Audrey shared photos showing Amy surrounded by grandchildren, including Ember, Bode, Radley, and little Mira Roloff. 2 Thanksgiving tables on the same property, yet no visible animosity, an outcome few would have predicted 5 years earlier. Matt Roloff's next chapter. Arizona beckons. While Jacob and Isabel express fierce commitment to keeping Roloff Farms a working agricultural property for generations, Matt himself appears to be contemplating a major life shift. In November 2025, posts from a series of images from a trip to Arizona, including one of a sleek modern condo building that caught his eye. "This condo building in one of these photos looks like something in my future," he captioned playfully. Sources close to the family say Matt has grown weary of Oregon's long gray winters and is seriously considering spending at least half the year in the Phoenix area, where his girlfriend Karen Chandler owns a home. The farm would